Or they try to.
Welcome to this segment of the Pittsburgh Business Virgin. I'm your host, Brad Hilbert, president of Three Rivers Wealth Management Group. I'm lucky to have the one and only Jimmy Wells with me today doing the co-hosting. Thanks for coming in, Jim.
Hey, thanks for having me, Brad. I appreciate it.
And we have today with us Dave Fiola. Dave is the owner of, or a franchisee owner, I should say, of the Town Planner, which is a truly unique company, private company, been in business over 25 years, but he's one of 90 franchisees. And you were telling me, Dave, that you guys are what, in 27 states as well as Canada at this point?
Yeah, right. About 600 communities and delivered about 6 million calendars for 2011.
Awesome. So for those of you that are not familiar with the Town Planner, it's basically that calendar you get in the mail that has all that cool advertising and all those coupons, especially from the restaurants and the car washes and all that. So what's really neat about Dave and why I wanted to get him in today to talk to everybody is this is a guy that was 9 to 5 corporate America, and basically a little more than a year ago, he said, "To hell with it." So you were the Pittsburgh Business Virgin, and you went out and you basically bought a franchise and said, "I'm going to work for myself. I'm not going to work for corporate America anymore." So here you are 1 year hence, and love to hear, what made you make that decision, all that good stuff. How'd you get to where you are now? How'd you choose the Town Planner, all that?
Well, ultimately, I guess how we chose it. Well, the impetus for the move was basically we wanted a lifestyle change. We weren't living in this area. We lived out of state, and but we had a house here. And go ahead.
You're from the Cleveland area. He's a Cleveland Browns fan. So for the folks that are out there watching, please keep watching. He's a really good guy. He's got a lot of good stuff to say, but we won't hold the Cleveland Browns thing against him.
You got to be tough to be a Browns fan.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
But we had a house since '04. We've had a place up in Hidden Valley, and we love the area, and it ended up being just a weekend place, and then it was a vacation and weekend place, and then it was, boy, I'd like to end up here one day, when we retire, and then it was, well, why can't we do it now?
What the hell are we waiting for?
Yeah, exactly right. So, we devised a plan, we worked the plan, we got debt free, and then we sold the house and we moved here.
And when you say we, you're talking about
my
you
wife and I,
your beautiful wife,
right?
Michelle Field.
Michelle, yeah.
Yep.
Now, when we got
and your dog
and my pup, yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was the lifestyle change that we wanted, and then we needed to find something. Still needed an income, and we needed to find something that fit the lifestyle that we wanted to have, versus wrapping a life around a career, a job. We actually kind of reversed it. We picked a life we wanted, and then went to find something that would fit that life. And we did do some checking on some other franchises, but we came on the Town Planner. Actually, probably a dozen years ago, we were living in Ohio, and we used to get this every December. It would show up in the mail. It was free. It was full of, like you said, the coupons and the advertisements from the local businesses. And that's the key. It's all local stuff. It was all relevant to us because it was businesses right in the city that we lived in. Plus, it had a lot of reference stuff. It had a lot of local phone numbers that I knew I had in the house someplace, but I just couldn't find them. Well, the publisher in that town put this all together in a cool package called the Town Planner, and it was something we never bought a calendar. It was always, we knew it was coming in December. We put it up and take the old one down, and that was our calendar for the year. If we had to plan a trip to Hidden Valley, we pulled the calendar off, wrote it down, doctors, whatever we had to do, it all went on the calendar.
Yeah.
And so, probably 6 to 8 weeks into our move here, we realized we missed our calendar, and that's kind of how the light bulb clicked. And,
that's a cool story.
Yeah.
It's a cool story. So I guess as we wrap up this segment, couple of key things, and I know Jimmy's taking notes and what have you, but I think one of the things that sort of stood out more than anything is you made moves because of lifestyle and what was going to make you happy. So one of the things I wrote down as I was listening to you is you're working to live, not living to work. I mean, that was kind of the genesis of why you did what you did. You made a lifestyle decision, a life decision.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was, yeah, I mean, it's a cliche. I know it's a cliche, but they're cliches for a reason sometimes. I mean, it's kind of true. And, just some things, my father passed away at what I consider to be a young age, about 66, and, he retired. He got 3 years in afterwards, or what, roughly. And then,
he was,
luckily I'm kind of blessed in a way that I got a partner with me that's really, really on the same page with me, in Michelle.
I can attest to that.
Yeah, so we kind of looked at each other and
very
said,
supportive.
Yeah, so it just really fit, and we just were really determined to do this in a way that fit how we wanted to live.
The other thing I think, and Jimmy and I often talk about this as financial planners, but value. So the other thing I wrote down is that you truly saw value in the town planner, as an instrument, kind of like we see value in doing comprehensive financial planning for people because we believe it brings something to the table. You felt as though this was something that, because we were talking off camera, you're not a sales guy.
No.
And haven't had a sales background, but yet you kind of said to yourself, if I have to sell, this thing sells itself. It's a no-brainer.
I don't think, wrapping up our first year, I don't think I sold anybody anything this year.
Yeah.
I really don't.
It's conversation.
And, it's just we go in and we have a conversation about their business. Mm-hmm. I learn a little bit about them. I learn, there's an incredible business spirit out there. Some of these people they're just huge into doing it themselves.
You can say what you were going to say. You were going to say people have balls.
They have big cojones.
Yeah, that's all right.
And there's a passion that comes with being your own business owner, and that really comes through. And just you talking about how you and Michelle got into the business in of itself, and it's not you're not working to live. You're not living to work. You're working to live, and that passion really comes through, particularly when people are finding value in what you're doing. You're providing for them, which comes kind of full circle back around why people are becoming Pittsburgh Business Virgins and getting out on their own and making it for themselves.
We're gonna close out this segment, but we're gonna be talking about some of your biggest sort of aha moments during your first year. But as we close out the segment, John, I said John.
I know.
Damn it! Just as a side note, I met Dave through John Wolf, I feel sorry for Dave because he lives near him.
This is costing you an editing, by the way.
Yeah. Where should people contact you? So if someone who's thinking about starting a business, just started business, or has an established business, and they're listening to you and going, yeah, I want to be in that town planner, and you're up in the Somerset area, east of the city, beautiful Somerset area, where should they get a hold of you? What's the best place to contact you?
Me personally, you can go to townplanner.com.
Yeah.
And then you can
search.
Yeah, you can do it. You can do a quick search on community. Look up, by state and then by community.
Yeah.
You can find my site. If that works for you, that's great. If it's a phone number, it's if you want me to give my
absolutely. What's if they want to get a hold of you?
Yeah, it'd be 814. It's 483-9535. I can get there anytime. But either way is great, and
awesome.
I'll get the information. And even if it's a business that maybe isn't in that area, there are publishers.
Yeah, you'll get them in touch.
Pittsburgh.
There's 90 publishers. All right, we're gonna come back for the second segment with Dave Fiola.